Excellent. Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Join me every week. So, Brother Pedro. Hello, hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're hanging out in the Adafruit Discord server. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can join our Discord community. Our URL to get invited is discord.gg/Adafruit. Take a couple moments for folks to get into the stream. We just started. We got Duester, Squid.jpg, and Vince hanging out. Todd Bot. Wait, that was from yesterday. Hello, everybody. Also on the social channels, such as, but not limited to, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Hello, everybody. We are hanging out here. Today, we have a new Learn Guide, new project. We have 2 new videos. We have 2 new prototype projects. We have a shop talk, maybe, perhaps. All that and more on today's show. It is episode 461, and it is November 13th, 2024. I have this black background here for a very special reason. We'll find out about that during the prototype segment. But now let me go ahead and direct your attention to adafruit.com/free. You can get free things when you spend money with Adafruit. If your order is $99 or more, you'll get a free PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. If your order is $149 or more, you'll get the PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB2040 dev board. If your order is $199 or more, you get the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping, US only. And at the top of the tier, top of the tree, $299 or more, you get all that plus a Circuit Playground Express. On top of that, we have 10% off discount code for the viewers of this show. Coupon code NFC Pi. NFC Pi. And you'll find out why it's called that later in the show. Or very soon in the show. 10% off. It'll work on everything, including Raspberry Pi things. That's right. The restriction has been lifted. You can now get 10% off your Pi. How interesting.
And it's in stock.
And it's in stock. Do you remember the days when they weren't in stock? The days, the months, maybe a year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in stock. All right. Last week, we talked about a Learn Guide and a project that we were excited about. We demoed it. It's a Raspberry Pi 5 media player. You got these fun NFC cards that you can 3D print a nice little VHS-inspired tape and put your card in there. You can recycle your old Charlie cards from your Subway and turn them into something that can launch movies on a Raspberry Pi. Ba-bam. And it would play the movie on an HDMI display. Funny thing about this project, right as the show ended, I let this run throughout the whole day. And the back here started melting. So I had a melting case because the Pi was so hot. So what do you do when your Pi is so hot? You get an active cooling fan. So now we have an active cooling fan on the inside there. You might not be able to see it, but it is in there and it keeps your Pi cool now. With that, though, I had to update a little bit of the way the NFC Breakout was being connected was with like a tall header, a 2x5 header. We at Adafruit stocked this very nice 2x20 short, skinny header that makes it so that you can mount it on top of the header pins of the Pi, because the Pi, when you have the active cooling fan and the M.2 hat on top of it, it makes it so that the you don't have much header to work with. So thankfully, the short header is the solution to that. You can kind of see it in there, maybe not. So we had to update the Learn Guide. Luckily, it wasn't published yet. So let's go ahead and look through that. We're just going to jump right into it. Learn.adafruit.com. You can see the NFC Raspberry Pi Media Player Guide is live. It went live on the 8th, so last week. But we wanted to work a little bit on the video so that we can capture it all. But yeah, the addition to the project was, of course, the active cooling fan, which is, you know, it's got a fan. It has a dedicated connector that plugs right into the Pi. It has built-in these little press fit kind of screws, hardware screws that press fit into little mounting holes. It's optimized and designed to work with the Pi. No need to script anything. It just works, and it throttles when it knows that it's hot. It comes with these thermal pads and stuff. Really easy to install it. When you add that, you kind of lose a little bit of the headers. And even though we're using extra tall headers, you still want to use something like a little socket header, like this one, to make it to add accessories. So this was actually nice because like I could solder to the pins. They're actually in a, since they're right angled, they're surface mount, I could actually solder to it better. So that ended up working nice. And it's the whole header too, so it just kind of fits on top. So let's go through the Learn Guide. So yeah, I just added that stuff there. The updated part here was the wiring. So now we're wiring to a 2x20 socket header, and you'll want to reference the circuit diagram. And I would recommend using colored wires so you can tell the different connections apart, like red for voltage, black for ground, and the various colors for the data. But yeah, we have it all updated here. And then the assembly needed to be updated as well because we needed to show installing right after the stacking headers. It changes because you got to add the active cooling fan. So you connect that, plug it in, you know, press the, it's a cool installation. You just kind of press these.
It feels so nice.
It feels nice when you plug it in. Yeah. So they get secured. It gets a nice press fit. And then you can install the Pi into the frame, add your nylon screws and nuts to secure the board down. And then you can connect the M.2 hat with the PCIe ribbon cable that's added to it. And you'll already want to have your SSD installed. And then there's the installing the M.2 hat over the tall headers. And you'll see it doesn't actually go flush with it because those little screws on the fan is just that much so that you can't use a regular, you know, socket headers. So you have to use those short headers, which are great for this. So it just plugs in and makes a perfect connection. And then you can, you know, do the rest of the case installation. Luckily, I didn't have to update the case itself because it just worked. It was just having to update the, you know, the headers, the socket headers to the short headers. And yeah, luckily the 3D printed part. I did have to reprint the frame because it did melt. It didn't melt like catastrophically. It just, the bottom grids here, you can see that they were like deformed and warped. And like when I took it out of the case, you could tell that it was just like wonky. So I couldn't reuse it. So I reprinted it in this nice silver color. And I did test it. I tested it for like 4 to 6 hours of playing 3 different movies and just letting it run. And the active cooling fan really does keep that Pi nice and cool. So that's great. And yeah, then we can release it. and that's kind of the project. Pretty cool. Really good use of the new SSD, the PCIe SSD stuff. You get nice fast speeds, and so novel to create NFC cards that look like VHS tapes. So yeah, I hope folks like it. YouTube video is out yesterday or something like that.
Tuesday, yes.
Yep, people seem to dig it. We got the files all up there. All public CAD files, Python files. Yeah, everything you need to make your own setup.
Yeah, people were really liking the reuse of the train NFC cards.
Yeah, the Charlie cards here. Yeah, this is your Charlie card. You gotta pack your car, get the card, you charge it.
How funny.
Yeah, and there's Charlie. Hey, there's Charlie. And yeah, these are fun. These are great. Don't throw these out. You can reuse them.
Super cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I kind of buy that. I really did talk about it last week. What's that?
You could actually rip out the little chip, the NFC chip, out of there and put it into something else, right? Like from the card.
You probably could
dissolve the card.
Yeah, let's see if I can get an X-ray view. You can kind of see the circuit in there somewhere. right? No, is it in here? Somewhere there. Yeah, you can kind of see it in there. But yeah, you can probably dip it in acetone. But why do that when you can just reuse the card? You know, it's a regular.
Oh no, I'm saying for like I don't know, ring or whatever.
Oh yeah, but you can these days you could just buy an NFC in any form factor.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
The I wish we could put up the comments from the Discord on here. Squid.jpg is saying you could actually maybe use the Nintendo Amiibos for this.
Yeah, I wonder if they
would trigger something.
I don't have any. Maybe Liz has some. I'll ask her if she has some. But yeah, I've never gotten an Amiibo. But that would be cool to reuse your Amiibos to do different things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like launch a, I don't know.
Or multi-pass. Yeah, we should make. Remember when we did the Vax card? We made a multi-pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun. We do have the Liz ordered a 4-movie set. It had Hackers, The Fifth Element, Johnny Mnemonic, and some other movie. She bought it for like $5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a great deal for some classic 90s, 80s movies. The movie multi-pass. That is a good idea.
Vince is asking an interesting question.
What's that?
We should test this. Now you have the NFC Breakout set up already. The anti-theft little NFC that they put in products for like that set off the alarms. I wonder if those
probably set
up.
Yeah, they also work. Yeah, the tags for clothes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if they're NFC, right? Yeah. This one, there's a difference between the NFC and the RFID tags. So I wonder if we can add support for RFID. We're not going to do that, but I'm sure you can because the Breakout supports, I think, both. Right? Let me double check. I mean, it is called NFC RFID. Yep, it is.
Yeah. Huh. What if they could be repurposed for an alarm? Like you put it on your dog, and if it like escapes, the alarm will go off.
Maybe.
Instead of having like, you know, like a zap collar, just have an alarm go off.
Yeah, we have some of these too. These are NFC RFID. You can get a kit. You know that. Yeah, lots of fun ideas. They have stickers, of course, here. We have stickers.
Yeah.
They go on your nails.
Go try them out.
It could be a fun thing for
Brandon. Yeah, little nails.
Your wife, she can do a nail thing.
I forgot we had these.
And it plays the Grinch or something. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put it on her middle finger.
I forgot we had these.
You should tell her if she's interested. That'd be fun.
Post this in the chat room.
Okay.
I forgot we had these.
Yeah. Get your nails did.
Huh.
Yeah, man. We were NFC crazy. At one point, we were just getting stuck on. Oh, they got the buttons here. You can sew it onto your button thing. All sorts of fun stuff. So I kind of rushed through that, but it was just kind of an update to last week's project. We really wanted to get it out last week, but good thing we didn't because our case melted.
Yeah, you did a pretty thorough one last week on it.
I think so. Yeah, we walked through it pretty thoroughly. Yeah, none of the software really changed either. It was just had a fan. Yep. So cool. That's what I got going on. Check it out.
All right. So that was supposed to be for the last week. But so cool that it leaks into this week. This week we were just going to release a little video overview for the Maker Faire that we checked out over the weekend.
Yeah. So let's check it out.
Where am I? I call it while the controls go away.
We're in South Florida, where it's 80 degrees.
Right. It was pretty cool out in the that day.
Yeah.
It was actually sprinkling during I don't know, maybe like a third of the day. So it was nice going out in the nice little cool. I think it was like 78 maybe. But
where is this at? Like, is this at a science museum? Is this at a fairground?
Where the fairgrounds? Yeah,
Orlando.
Yep. Yeah, we were really hoping that'd be at the Science Museum again. That was super cool, but this was pretty big that I can see why they probably did not want to do it there.
Oh, they outgrew the museum?
Could be.
Yeah. Is that big?
It was at the Orlando not science fairgrounds, and I would say it was on par to like what we've seen at like the New York Maker Faire one.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I think, what we really went there for was the kids. Gavin has gone to them before and he really wanted to go. Declan has never been to one. This is his first Maker Faire, and I wouldn't have gone otherwise. It was cool because Universal Creative had a pretty big presence there. They were showing off obviously all the Epic Universe stuff. And the thing that made me go, man, these freaking kids, wish we had this. They, we're talking to them about the internships that they can do there. So it's like, oh man, little punks.
Nice.
You have all this cool stuff. So yeah, they were just showing off the e-brakes and some of the mechanics that they use for the attractions, like the rides, and a bunch of the NFCs and the how funny with your project, what the guns use for doing the triggering and what's inside of those. So that was cool to see what telling the kids, how the rides work and what stuff they use.
Yeah.
So that was super cool to have the kids see that they could totally do this one day.
Yeah, that's really cool. And they probably sponsored the event as well.
Yeah, they were a pretty big sponsor of this one, and they were showing off, how they prototype stuff. I didn't put the footage here, like the Mario VR goggle headset, the head, the hat they're using for Epic. A bunch of laser printing, super cool, like coloring books. We should look at stocking these. Yeah, these are really cool. A bunch of like hands-on activities that they give away. So I think this was showing spinning inertia, so showing off that to the kids. It was super cool.
Applied
tons of Lego stuff always. So mechanical like stuff that the kids have seen here with the past projects that we worked on. That's great. It's cool to see them seeing really big versions of this.
Mm-hmm. Especially since now they're really into Lego right now, like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to see
hands-on stuff.
Next level Lego.
Handmade stuff is always there, like the vendors and stuff. So that was really cool to see. Synths, you can't have a Maker Faire without all the synth stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
It was cool to see that. Kids had a bunch of fun playing with all that.
Yeah, what a great way to
puppies.
Nuts, Yeah, Robodog. Okay.
Super cool to see the Robo Puppies, cosplayers everywhere. The R2D2 with the bubbles. That's how to get the kids interested.
So cool.
So that was super cool to see that. I've never seen an R2 with smoke and bubbles. So
yeah,
it was super cool to see that. The R2D2 builders is there.
Oh, we got Bumblebee.
Big cosplay dudes. That was super cool. Even this dude, it's from Aliens, right?
Yes, it's from Aliens.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
Ruckus. That was super cool to see the robot fights, and they had I think it was 3 different little arenas set up.
Oh, really?
Usually it's when we've seen them on TV or past Maker Fairs, there was always one big one. This was 3 little mini ones, so everybody had a chance to see those. So there wasn't any crowding. A bunch of
all the components, motors.
Yeah, a bunch of art stuff. Of course, we had to get footage of Figment.
Big fan of the Purple Dragon. This is so cool to see a giant guardian robot. Please do not bitch. That's funny.
Yeah.
I see this on Instagram, so it's funny to see it that you saw it in person because yeah.
So that was really cool work. I don't know what this is from.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Creepy.
I'm not sure what that one's from.
Totoro, right?
Is that one from Totoro? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that one definitely is. That one's from Totoro, yeah. The cat bus, yeah.
Bring up the chat if somebody knows. Yeah, that Guardian is insane. Bunch of cosplayers showing off how their techniques and all that. So this was all foam, so it's super light. A sea, swimming in the sea of R2D2s.
I've seen different ones too.
Lots of really cool matrix displays on them, and just all the especially this one, the way that it moves, the way that the center top part of his head pops out. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool the way it's like rocking its head.
I think I showed in this footage, but that center part right there pops out. Even cool stuff like balloon making.
Yeah, right. Balloon art.
Yeah, and it's pretty big too. There was so many people walking around with like shields and swords from this dude.
Oh, that's
requested one of these snake dragons.
That's cool. Yeah, that's great.
Let's see, lots of like cosplay stuff.
Oh, is it the 3D printed stuff? Yeah, 3D printed.
Yeah, the channel stuff. Declan wanted a Bumblebee. All the kids love Bumblebee.
That's great.
And one thing I was excited about, food. No paella. I freaking hate that.
You know, paella.
So they had good old barbecue, freaking pulled pork.
Yeah, it's a regional thing, you know. Paella can be good, but
even the kids' tenders was nice and crispy.
That's funny.
This R2D2, the little hugging, little hands that come out.
I think it's an R6 or something.
Oh yeah, R6. Yeah. Film it. Yeah.
Film it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're telling me you bought some of this, yeah.
Yeah, I bought some of the rainbow glow in the dark. I didn't know it glue in the dark until we had bought it. Just let Gavin pick out one that he wanted, and it was like $20. I think that was the most expensive one that they had. These guys, not local, but I think it said on the box they were from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Nice assortment of big Delta bots here, printing like giant hands. Probably what they're using for all the R2D2 stuff. Like showing letter presses and sewing and lathing and CNCing. It's just some of the stuff I got from some of that. The ones with the smoke, the R2s, like you were saying before, the bubbles and the smoke.
Yeah, when it spits something out, it's always
cool. Yeah, the dude was like, "Oh, I can't let it smoke too much. The fire alarms will go off."
Oh, yes.
Of course, lots of retro.
Love it.
Yes, tons and tons of retro computers. So kids were able to see, oh, this is what it was like back in the day.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them were running off of SD cards, which is still cool.
Yeah.
We're playing a bunch of the old school games, like the arcade mains that were not emulators. They were real, like circuits that the mains would use. They're showing off like carpets. So Gavin drew like a little keypad here, showing how to.
Yeah, tufting art is so cool. It's so mesmerizing to see people draw these cool designs from pop culture.
I keep seeing the on Instagram a video of them like doing the shaving from the rugs.
Yeah. Oh, this is fun. So the Pico NES was featured there. John Park worked on the PCB design with the person who did the firmware.
Yeah.
So it's funny to see them here as kits.
Mm-hmm.
And, Adafruit, I think SD Breakout and the DVI.
Super cool to see that.
Apple One? Is it Apple II?
Apple II. There was a Disney dude here talking my head off on all the retro stuff.
Nice.
And then good to hear that they buy so much stuff from us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always good to hear. A big corporation like.
No, not just them. Like all the companies that were there. Like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Of course, so many cosplayers walking around. Is that all of them? Just sets and stuff. We didn't check out any of the talks, but it looks like it was pretty busy. And one thing that the call to the makers was to print out a bunch of the little maker robots for their little claw machines. So we printed it was like 16 of these little 3-inch little maker dudes.
Oh, cool.
And had the kids have fun doing the little claw game.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, I love a claw game.
Mm-hmm. And there was 2 of these, one on each side of the booth here.
Nice.
And here's one that Gavin got.
Very cool.
Gavin got a little red one. And yeah, that was super cool. Looks like we're going to be going here every year now.
Nice. That's great. So it's going to get bigger and more exciting every year.
Yeah.
Sweet. And maybe one day Gavin will be presenting or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Showing off something.
All right. And that was Maker Faire. It's up on YouTube if you guys want to see it. Just a fun recap video of all the sights and sounds. I like that you left the audio in there too. It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yep. That was the cool little Maker Faire overview.
All right. Orlando Maker Faire. K Pro says Squid.jpg, the first computer that they ever played with, I guess, was a K Pro 2. I've never heard of a K Pro. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Do we want to take turns here? I can show off this POV display.
Oh yeah.
You can talk about the I even call it an iPod.
The iPod, yes.
The Anopod or something. Apple Watch, Bluetooth controller, I guess. So I'm blacked out here on purpose so that I can really show off the effect here. I think I showed this last week. What have I done to this? Make me bigger. There we go. Yeah, so the idea was to take the POV wand and make it motorized. So we have a TT motor here to power it. We have a Feather RP2040 and then the Feather motor driver. So we can give it 12 volts of power. I added a DC jack here, so it's clamped on there so I can provide the power for the motor. We have a slip ring in the middle here that allows you to have up to 12 wire connections, so you can have these wire connectors rotate while this bottom here is wired to the FeatherWing doubler, so that they are isolated from each other and they can spin and rotate. So these are DotStar LEDs. The APA101, I think, is the chipset for these DotStar LEDs. They use clock and data pins. So 2 data pins, so they can do really fast refresh rates, which allows you to do a persistence of vision effect. So the idea is that we'll run the same code and just add a motor to it. And turn on my power supply. So you can see the LEDs are going to start flashing. And when you go like this, you can start to see the effect. So if we turn the motor on, you can really see the effect. Now the motor's a little loud, but that's not too bad. So I 3D printed the bearing on the inside here, and I use steel ball bearings to make my own ball bearing, basically, and it works pretty well.
Oh.
The gears are the double helical, so that they stay together and they don't shift around. My thing just gets connected, so let me see if I can connect it again. I noticed the tolerance on these things are a little loose, so I might tape it down.